This is Roger Strukov with Cloud Expo TV. It's day 3 here at Cloud Expo in Santa Clara, California, the 23rd International Cloud Expo in Santa Clara. And we're joined right now by Alok Sarsidharan with Retech. And he wants to talk about infrastructure. And I think, see, in the world of cloud computing, there is infrastructure, a lot of it. So anyway, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And tell everyone what you're bringing to the table.
So what Retech actually is bringing to this conference is something very different and something very unique.
Okay.
Because there's a separate component when it comes to cloud computing, and that's the actual cloud infrastructure that goes into the data centers.
Sure.
And what Retech specializes is in reverse supply chain solutions. So that means managing all the take back, the deinstallation of the hardware. Whenever there's a modernization of a data center, whenever companies like AWS or Google or Microsoft Azure are adding new components to their data center, a lot of the old material comes out, and they really need help, managing that entire process, whether it's the compliance, whether it's the regulatory agencies that they need to deal with, whether it's recovery value on these infrastructure components as well, because there's a lot of heavy investment that is done, capital expenditure, and most of these companies are looking to recover some value out of these parts and these massive servers. So that's something that we specialize in, and we partner with these companies.
And when we're looking down at our phone doing this or on our laptops, there's actually something going on out there. Absolutely. And it's changing. How long have you been doing this? And I would imagine you expect the opportunity just to grow and grow.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been with Retech for a little over 5 years now. And I've seen, all different kinds of evolutions within the industry, and especially now with 5G coming into play and IoT and technologies like blockchain. There's a lot of emphasis on heavy new infrastructure that's going to flood the market, because all this data and capacity that these sensors and these monitoring devices are going to demand, it's going to put a lot of demand on additional infrastructure, and companies like Microsoft and Google are going to need these services where they have this back-end channel to manage this infrastructure and the flow, the inflow and the outflow of the infrastructure parts in the data center. So we're seeing tons of opportunities in this industry, especially when it comes to environmentally providing environmentally sustainable solutions. And this is something that's crucial for most Fortune 500 companies, because they want to be responsible environmental stewards when it comes to these processes.
I was just talking to someone here and about 5G. I mentioned its importance. He said yes, but also you have to remember in the context of IoT and blockchain. And he said that's going to be the big thing. Yeah. And I went, okay. And now you've confirmed it. Is this a global thing that you're doing? You do this just in the U.S. or where do you do it?
So Retech is in over 21 countries. Okay. So we're a global company. We have over 23 wholly owned facilities. These are smart facilities that actually manage all the take-back programs for data centers, for enterprise IT, networking, telecom companies, mobility, consumer electronics. So we kind of service a whole wide array of products within our service centers, and that actually involves not only dismantling, harvesting the actual parts and components, but also recovering precious metals and commodities out of these heavy equipment. And I just wanted to touch base on IoT and blockchain, since you mentioned you were talking to some other people about it, and that was the actual talk that I was giving at the conference today: how to combine IoT and blockchain technology with reverse logistics and enabling a circular economy. And one of the ways that Retech is actually doing it is utilizing this technology, especially when it comes to sensors or RFID tags, to enable more smart tracking, predictive analytics, proactively figuring out when an equipment is going to go faulty, when it requires maintenance. And so it's really exciting technology. It's still very nascent, I would say, but we are kind of at the forefront of this right now, and we're partnering with some of the leading OEMs, and this is something very exciting for us. That's why we were very excited to be here.
This is wonderful. I'm not paying him to say this, because when we put the program together, we have 150 sessions, and we have a lot of decisions to make along the way about what to emphasize. And we do want to catch things on the way. We don't want to be too early, but boy, you don't want to miss stuff. And this particular topic that you spoke on, and our previous person I interviewed spoke on, and a few other people I've been talking to, sounds like this was a winner at this conference. Now, data is, as far as I know, I base something on a report from Cisco, is growing 28% a year, which means it's doubling every 3 years, and something like 65% or more of that is mobile-driven data. And so the challenge for data centers I see is it's growing very, very quickly, and how you're delivering it is also changing. So what you're doing, this has to be very dynamic, fast-moving market for you guys.
Absolutely, yeah, and especially you brought up data. One of the crucial things about data is protection, is ensuring that there's security around it. And our company heavily emphasizes on the integrity of the customer's data, and also maintaining the brand integrity of our customers in general. And one of the ways we do that is by ensuring that any of the hard drives or storage devices that are taken out of data centers are wiped on site prior to they're taken out of the building, and that's actually compliant with all the latest industry standards. So we actually heavily emphasize on that. And at the same time, in terms of security, blockchain plays a crucial role because it acts as an authenticator of data in the entire supply chain. So to ensure that when data center equipment is taken out of DCs and it's given into the downstream channels, right, we want to make sure that it goes into the right hands and it's recycled responsibly. It's something called the R2 standard, responsible recycling. So blockchain and IoT actually helps enable tracking these devices and tracking that equipment. So, yeah.
There's a use case for blockchain. There's some doubters out there, and I keep telling them, just come to our show and pay attention. There's a lot of stuff going on with blockchain. So how are they going to find your company, website, any other way, or find you personally?
Yeah, sure. So you can catch us on www.retech.com, and we're just look us up on LinkedIn or on Facebook by the name of Retech. And please reach out to us on our contact page, and it'll directly point out to me, and I'll be happy to interact with you.
Cool. Thanks so much for speaking, participating in the event. It's great to have you here in your topic, and thanks for joining us here. And as always, thanks for watching. For Cloud Expo TV, this is Roger Struckoff.